What does Robert Mueller want to ask President Trump? Well, dozens of questions are now out in the public for the world to see. Questions that were reportedly read to the president's legal team in March that leaked to the media. The president calls the leaks disgraceful in a tweet. Sarah Sanders directed questions to Mr. Trump's legal team at the briefing earlier, but her deputy, Raj Shah, had this to say.
I don't know the veracity or the accuracy of that leak, but if they are accurate, the overwhelming majority of those questions don't focus on the underlying premise of this special counsel, which was to focus on this issue of collusion with the Russian government. There's been over a year of investigation. There have been dozens of witnesses, thousands of documents, millions actually of pages of documents provided, and zero evidence, not a shred of evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government.
Alan Dershowitz thinks there's a strategy behind these questions from the special counsel designed to trip up President Trump.
The questions are very inartfully drawn. They are written as open-ended questions. They're really designed to let him ramble and talk, and I suspect that's the strategy of the special counsel, because they know that may be President Trump's weakness. If they were to ask him direct, tough questions to which he can answer yes or no, that might not give them the advantage they're seeking.
Okay, so that's Dershowitz discussing the strategy, Dana, that he thinks is being employed here to say, listen, ask these questions open-ended, et cetera, so he can give a long and lengthy answer, and there may be some meat and details in there to trip him up.
I don't know, because I think that they're professionals enough to know that, like, maybe they have something, maybe they don't. Like, actually, none of us really know. But I do think, yes, that the questions were open-ended. As I understand it, it's really unusual for anyone to be given a list of, especially 44 questions or 49, however many it was, beforehand. I could see why they're open-ended, because if you started providing all the questions that you would want a yes or no answer to, then, of course, that would look a little weird, too. To me, this is the range of topics that we want to go over with him. And yes, many of these could be a wolf in sheep's clothing, as James Trusty, who's a lawyer on the 2 o'clock show today, was saying that, yeah, this could end up being something where you don't want to have your client do an interview. I think that possibly was the strategy behind the leak. I don't think this leak came from the Mueller team. I do think that it came from somebody either associated with the legal team or something like that to say, you know what, get it out there, let everybody start talking about it, and then either for the lawyers to be able to say, see, Mr. President, everybody thinks that you shouldn't do an interview with Mueller, and try to get him to agree.
Okay, all right. So, Greg, and how do you see it? Do you agree with your co-counsel?
I think the leak came from Fox and Friends. Treasure trove. We keep hearing the phrase.
That's helpful.
We keep hearing the phrase treasure trove. This is a treasure trove.
Right.
Maybe, but it might be a treasure trove for Republicans, because if you're going to be counting on winning the House, I don't know if this Russian stuff is actually going to help you. Yep. I think over time, this is becoming a squalid distraction. And the more insane it gets, I think the more it actually helps Republicans. I think that Trump should say, yeah, we'll answer these things in writing, and then just beat people over the head with this stuff. Because the fact is, when you look at what's going on in the world, what's missing? What are we not seeing now that we used to see during the 5? ISIS videos. Almost every week we saw an ISIS video. For months we talked about the nuclear threat of North Korea. These are 2 existential threats that are missing from our news feed. And I do think the media is completely unprepared to report Trump's successes. They don't have that in their toolbox. You have 2 major things missing, and you don't know what to report. So you focus on pornography, and you focus on collusion, which is falling apart and has been falling apart. Now this is going to become about obstruction, but they don't have that in their toolkit. So they're left doing this. And what's the end result? I don't know really what they want. I've said it's about impeachment. But if you impeach a president in the middle of some really historic achievements, history will not be kind to you. Yeah. The voters will not be kind to you. No one will be kind to you.
That's interesting. So you're saying the media has got a very empty box of tools, like Snap-on tools, Snap-on media, Snap-on
exactly.
bias. That's it. Okay, 2 hands.
Snap-on turtles.
Yeah.
Well, I think they
Snapping turtles.
they don't care if he fails.
Yeah.
I think they're more worried about him succeeding, because when Trump succeeds, it just shows that a non-politician could come in and rewrite the game. I'm terrified of these questions, Kimberly. I looked at these questions last night. I don't think that Mueller has a case against the president, but it's clear he is building a very, very deadly serious case against the president. I wouldn't go near Robert Mueller with these questions. If you answer these questions under oath, you're going to be impeached. This is very, very dangerous. Here's why.
Half a dozen of these, you've ever been.
Half a dozen of these questions are about his tweets. Right. I mean, if you can get indicted for tweeting something, that is crazy. I think Mueller's trying to criminalize the exercise in presidential power. Look at this, the Flynn thing. They asked one question: did you discuss pardoning Flynn? Is that illegal to discuss pardoning somebody? Where is that going?
Well,
the whole thing. I mean, it's an obstruction case. Let's be honest with you. Again, the Hatch Act, that's what they're going after Flynn for.
Yeah.
You can't, as a transitional officer, talk to your counterpart in Russia a month before your boss is sworn in. Every administration does that. Why is this criminal? That act hasn't been used for 2 centuries. Look at the Comey stuff. It's about his dinners, his phone calls, what he was thinking when he fired Comey. It's about a thought crime. You have to, in order to charge obstruction, you have to show corrupt intent. Now, if Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails after they were subpoenaed and Comey couldn't find intent there, I don't see how they can find that with President Trump.
When you look at the juxtaposition.
Yeah,
right,
Sessions, they're asking about Jeff Sessions, you know, when you tweeted that he wasn't tough enough on Hillary, what did you mean by that? I mean, it sounds like it's like a therapist in a room with a client. These don't sound like this is trying to get into the mind of the president. And that's a dangerous place to be for a number of reasons, especially when you're trying to prosecute these thought crimes, these process crimes like a perjury or an obstruction. Look at the collusion case. It's about the meeting at Trump Tower. Remember, right. This lawyer comes in, says she has dirt on Hillary. She ends up having nothing, wants to discuss adoption, and they kick her out of Trump Tower in 15 minutes. But guess what? Right before she goes into Trump Tower, she meets with the founder of Fusion GPS, the guy behind the dossier. Who else granted her an
there's the collusion.
Right, who granted her an extraordinary visa to come into the country at the last second? Loretta Lynch. Mueller hasn't even interviewed the Russian lawyer. He hasn't even interviewed her yet. So the only thing that I don't understand is they're asking a question about Manafort. And, you know, maybe he reached out to the Russians or the Russians reached out to them. That's new information that I haven't seen. That's pretty alarming. But most of these questions, it's a danger zone.
Oh, my God.
To quote Kenny Loggins.
It is a danger zone out there.
The danger zone. All right, Juan, so there was a litany there that Jesse went through, but we can see his color flushing at certain points.
No, that's just the jacket.
More excessively than others.
But by the way, I'll have a good humor bar.
Yeah, exactly. So you're talking about they didn't interview this lawyer, and she spoke with people from the Fusion GPS before going into that. So it looks like there was some kind of meeting of the minds there or specific intent to try to go in and trap somebody. So what's going on with that, and why hasn't Mueller followed and connected the dots there?
I think you have her meeting with them before he has her meeting with. I mean, she's not meeting to discuss what she was meeting to discuss with Donald Jr., which was apparently dirt on Hillary Clinton. And of course, we know that the campaign should not have been involved with that. They should immediately call the FBI and said, somebody's trying to interfere here, a foreign power, a foreign government that's actually
Hillary
quite
paid
adversarial.
For a foreign power to interfere
don't
to get
stop.
The warrant.
That's not true.
Yes,
anyway,
it is.
It's not true, but let me just continue for the moment.
Well, we have
I
the
think
money
what we're
trail
dealing
on.
with here is the ongoing negotiations over whether or not Mueller gets to talk to Donald Trump. And so you had John Dowd, who was the president's lawyer, saying, don't ever talk to this guy. This will trip you up, and we know you're given to hyperbole and sometimes to fabrication, and then you'll be caught up in some kind of lying thing. Don't do it. Trump was not listening to Dowd. Dowd exits. In comes Rudy Giuliani, who last week met with Mueller, has worked with Mueller in the past. Lots of talk today about who leaked this, and I'm sorry to say that much of it is about Rudy Giuliani as the new guy, the new player on the block. And what would Giuliani's intent be in leaking this document? I think you heard it earlier. Some of my colleagues here say they think it's an effort to put pressure on Trump so that Trump says, oh, I'm disgusted with all this. I'm never going to do this. I add that several lawyers are saying today that if, in fact, it was Trump or Trump's surrogates who leaked this, that may, in fact, contribute to an obstruction of justice case. So, I mean, this gets crazy. It does get crazy. But the idea is that the majority of the questions do relate, as you were saying, Jesse, to obstruction of justice. It's not to say that it's the effort to try to prove collusion is now defunct. To the contrary, as you point out, There's the outreach element, Paul Manafort outreach. There's the question about Flynn having discussions with Sergei Kislyak, the Russian ambassador.
Well, you know
There's
that every
questions about
do that.
No. Not while the other guy's in office. You do not undercut American foreign policy. That is illegal.
So you can't get in touch with your counterpart as
you're
coming in as the national security
You can get in
advisor?
touch. You can introduce yourself, but you do not have discussions about sanctions. So what you're also seeing is that people are saying, that if Trump leaked it, there's a problem. If Trump leaked it, then where do we go with this? And I think the answer is that Trump never talks to Mueller.
Can I do something that no one else will do?
Yes.
I would like to connect this entire story to Iran. All right? How does one do that? Whether it is Mueller, collusion, or Iran, all of this is about President Obama and his feverish, fanatical commitment to preserve his legacy.
Iran nuclear deal.
He sold us out on Iran for his legacy. He made common cause with Putin. That's the real collusion, because Putin, to get to Iran, to keep the Iran deal, remember the red line didn't happen? That was because of Syria and because of Russia and because of Putin. So when Trump got elected, that threw everything into disarray, right? President Obama was not prepared for that to happen. So he's thinking Iran deal. He's also thinking, holy crap, what about my legacy in general? The machine gets back to working to defend his legacy. The machine starts. Obviously, Obama knew about the tarmac meeting. He knew about the dossier. He knew about the Clinton investigation. He knew about the FISA war. If he didn't know about that stuff, what the hell was he doing?
So he can't win. In your opinion, Obama can never win?
No, he's responsible for all of this. Impeach Obama. Impeach. I built a time machine. I built a time machine while I was watching Kanye on TMZ. And I'm going back to impeach Obama.
What about Clinton? Impeach Hillary. Lock her up.
No, I would go back and impeach Bill.
Okay, and what about the Peace Prize?
Yes, I'll do it twice.